It is now time for the Brian Schottenheimer Show, brought to you by Black Rifle Coffee Company, the official coffee of the Dallas Cowboys, here on Shan and RJ, along with our Cowboys insider, Bobby Belt. Cowboys-Lions tomorrow night on this station. Bobby flying out with the team after the show. Good morning, Coach. How are you?
Hey, guys. How we doing? It's not as much fun to talk to you guys on a Wednesday. I dig the Friday show.
Why?
It's just, I don't know. I think you guys are better on Friday. I think you guys kind of stink on Wednesday.
Hey, we just put you in our power rankings as a top 5 team in the top four team in the NFL. RJ and I did, but Bobby didn't, just so you know.
Shocker. Hey, Bobby, you just lost your seat on the plane, buddy.
No, Shotty, I'm trying to make sure that guys don't feel themselves too much. You know how I actually feel about the team.
I like that. That's fair. That's fair.
Now, you said at the end of the game.
Hang on, Coach, were you responsible, by the way, we know you love to golf, but were you responsible for anything on the Thanksgiving table? Can Brian Schottenheimer cook it all?
The answer to that is absolutely not. My wife is an amazing cook. She'll kill me for saying that she doesn't cook a lot. I don't know why. We end up door dashing and things like that, but she's an incredible cook, and we did have a very nice meal that she prepared, and I love her for that.
Nice answer.
So, Shotty, you at the end of the game, we saw the locker room speech, and you had the quote. You said the heartbeat of this team is different. What do you feel like you've learned or maybe reinforced about the character of your football team the last 3 weeks?
Well, I think it goes back, guys, and again, it goes back to the tragedy of losing Marshawn. And again, I've talked a lot about this, but I mean, it's amazing how it happened, and we were all spread out all over the country, and it wasn't until we came back together the following Monday. It happened on a Wednesday, and that we got a chance to be back together. And I immediately just felt, the true love for one another. That's one of the things we talk about is our teams can be driven by our competitive spirit and love for one another. But like this tragedy has really united this group in a different way, and I think something that is way bigger than the 2025 season. I think it's something that's going to have to be looked at over the course of our lives, and the physicality and violence that we're playing with right now and the passion that we're playing with right now is just so enjoyable for me as a coach to watch. And when you turn on our film, that's who we want to be. And so I'm just really proud of these guys with how hard they've worked.
Coach, the Lions are struggling more than last year. What are you seeing from them that is different overall as a team compared to 15-2 last season?
Yeah, I'm not falling for the bait there, brother. I've seen Jahmyr Gibbs, and I've seen him go 70 yards in like a millisecond, and I've seen Hutchinson rip around edges. And again, don't get caught up in the records, man. This is a really good football team. But I will say this: like when you watch these guys on offense, it's the team speed. I mean, the speed of Gibbs and Jameson Williams, and the accuracy and just the poise of Jared Goff, the offensive line. They're beat up a little bit right now, but man, Penei Sewell, what an elite player he is, and they're missing a few pieces. And then on defense, it's been really fun to see Kelvin Shepard put his identity on this thing. They're playing a ton of base defense. I love the linebackers, Campbell, Anzalone. I think those guys are great. McNeil, one of their interior D tackles, he really wrecked the game for us last year. So. Again, I don't get caught up in records. You know that. We're better than a 6-5-1 football team, and I think they're better than a 7-5 football team. It's just where we stand right now, and that's real. But again, I don't look at that stuff like maybe some people do.
Can you tell a difference though in how Dan calls the plays versus a Ben Johnson run offense?
No, I mean, there's still a commitment to run the football. I think there's still a commitment for the play-action passing game. I think, both guys are creative. Not really. Again, I do think that, they've been beat up a little bit, again, been a little bit of they got the rookie, guard that's playing, and, we'll see what happens with Amon St. Brown. And, again, not really. I mean, I think they're really good, and it's funny because, and I get it, I understand the business, but I think they scored 40 points, and then Dan, took over the play calling duties, which again, he did it for a reason. I think the next week they put up, 40 points again and 500 yards or rushed for 250 yards or something like that. But again, I think that more than anything, I see the identity of their football team takes after Dan's personality.
Brian Schottenheimer joined us here, 105.3. The Fan, part of that identity is going for it on fourth down. He does that a lot. When you're playing a team where you know they're going for it on fourth, like basically all the time, do you get caught up in wanting to match that or try to play against that? How does that kind of weigh into your decisions on fourth down, if at all?
Yeah, well, I think the first thing you say is, okay, on the defensive side of the ball, what we do is we carry a few more third down calls, right, because you realize that, really, if you're a team that does what they do quite a bit, which is go for it on fourth down, third down is really more like second down. You basically are awarded 2 second downs, and so you got to carry a few more calls that you like because you're going to more than likely have, somewhere from 3 to 6, fourth down attempts that they're going to go for it. And then on our side, no, I'm not. I don't get caught up in, oh, hey, these guys go for it a lot, so we're going to show them that, hey, we're more aggressive than them. I think you look at each situation differently and uniquely, and based on the time of the game and the situation and how we're playing, that all factors into the decision you will make.
Have you felt since the trade deadline and the bye that with improved defense, you felt less pressure to score on every drive?
Again, I will say this, man. I think our defense has really they're playing really well right now, and I think why. People have asked me that question. Well, what's the difference? And everyone wants to point to Quinnen or Logan or this and that. And it's defense, man, is all about the 11 guys, and we're communicating better right now. We're playing with better eyes. And I do think that we are definitely controlling the line of scrimmage. I think that's great. I love how competitive we're playing on the edges right now, with Vaughn, Rebel and Deron Bland. And I just think that and then there's a confidence, guys. I mean, it's real. I mean, you win a game in Vegas, and then you come back and you spot a division opponent, that's leading the division. You spot them 21 points. You just keep playing, and then you turn around a couple days later, and you're a little bit sleep deprived and tired, and you go play, one of the best teams over the last 10 years in the league. And I think there's a confidence that's pulled from that, and that's where we're playing with a lot of confidence right now. We don't, and same thing. I mean, we didn't start the Kansas City game off very good. Interception, third play of the game, and then I think it took them 3 plays to go score. But what I love about this group is, again, the way that they just keep playing and the way they just keep going. They don't get caught up in the scoreboard, and I love that because that's what I think that winning requires in the National Football League.
Brian Schottenheimer right here on 105.3 The Fan. You mentioned Logan. I think he's kind of gotten lost in some of our discussions with all the other defensive storylines as of late. Has he brought what you anticipated? What has Logan Wilson brought? Has he met your expectations so far?
Yeah, he's been great. And, honestly, I'll say this in a very positive way towards Logan. But, he's pushed Kenneth Murray. Kenneth is playing really well right now. But what I love about Logan, man, is, again, he dissects. He sees things really, really well. Here's a guy that, came in here and he's, former captain in Cincinnati, and he just wants to fit in and play and help us win. And, but yes, the answer to the question is absolutely both on and off the field. Logan has been great, just like Quinnen. And, again, we're so blessed to have both those guys.
Shotty, during this 3-game winning streak, your opponents have scored on 86% of their first quarter drives, but then that number plummets to 21% from the second quarter on. What have you guys been able to do differently, or how have you guys managed to settle in after those first quarters and really stayed headstrong and responded the right way on defense?
Yeah, again, I think it starts with the adjustments that Flus and the staff have been able to make. I think, you always go into a plan of a game and say, okay, hey, we're going to do X, Y, Z. The other thing that is very true is every offensive coach in the league, I'd be shocked if anybody doesn't. They've all got openers, so you kind of got to weather the storm a little bit in the openers, and they're going to test you. And part of building an opening script, guys, is to figure out, okay, well, how are they going to handle this personnel grouping, 11, 12, 22, whatever? How are they going to handle these formations? So the biggest thing I would just say is that the adjustments have been really good, but our guys play hard. They play physical for 60 minutes, knowing that it's going to be a 60-minute game and knowing that it's going to come down to the fourth quarter.
Coach, do way more adjustments take place within the quarters than at halftime?
Yeah, I mean, the halftime, other than when Post Malone's playing, I guess that's a little longer halftime. But usually you you make a lot more adjustments as the game's going because halftime's really quick. And really, you guys would be shocked. I mean, guys come in and guys have to go in and they got to get things fixed and treated and retaped. And there's a couple quick things made, adjustments by position groups, but it does go fast. It is an ongoing thing, and there's more adjustments definitely made during the course of the game than probably even at halftime.
Brian Schottenheimer joining us here on 105 through the Fan. Shotty, you've talked about your love for Trayvon Diggs, your belief in him as a player. What are your expectations for him moving forward as he kind of gears up to come back?
Yeah, just continue to do what he's been doing. I mean, at the end of the day, he's an unbelievable talent, and this is something that we're excited about. Trying to get him back, and we'll kind of see how that plays out. And it's been a good start, but again, he is only 1 week back into it, so we'll see. But just doing everything right, and we're playing really good defense right now. And you get a chance to add another tremendous player like Trayvon. I think that's nothing but a big boost for you. And again, I just like I said, I can't sing praises for him enough. And again, he's doing everything he can to get back to where he's feeling and playing great.
Has he had a little bit more challenging time maybe adjusting to your style and way of doing things versus previous regimes?
I don't know. I mean, that's a fair question for Trayvon. I mean, I'm not going to ask it. I think, Trayvon and I have a really good relationship. Like I said, some people don't like people that have real, authentic, hard conversations. But I love Trayvon, and I think there's definitely a mutual respect there. And, the thing that I would say is it's a little bit like, my wife and I or my kids and I, there's sometimes that they say things to me and I'm like, whoa, okay, I didn't really appreciate your delivery there or what you said. And I think that happens at times in this business, and it's all about being a family and having a love and a respect for one another. But I would hope so.
Shotty, Javon Clowney, he's been DNP the first couple days. What's his outlook for the game and just the impact that he's made for you guys on defense and the way he's played in the last few weeks?
Yeah, unbelievable, man. Really, he's just this guy. I mean, what can you say about this guy? And it's not just the way he plays on the field because he's always been a very talented player, but the absolute strain and finish and the way he's running to the ball is just different, man. And I also love the way he's impacting our young players like Donovan Ezaraku and Jay Toa and guys like that. I mean, just the knowledge he's impacting on those guys I think is great. And we're going to take it up to game time and see. As a veteran, he's earned the right to do that, and we'll get him out there early before the game and see how he does. But hopefully he can play, and if not, next man up type of deal. But playing great football right now.
Last one, Coach. 47-9 last year. We asked Jerry about this yesterday. They messed up his birthday. I think we had to suffer the wrath of that.
Yeah, we did.
In our follow-up radio interview. But we asked Jerry, when is the last time? I know you're not going to answer whether you have revenge on your mind for tomorrow night. When's the last time you were coaching or where that factored in, where you're like, okay, if we get a chance here, you can take it back to any level you want. If you're willing to answer, you're like, okay, if I get a chance here, I'm going to stick it to him.
Yeah, it usually doesn't work out well for me. The last time I remember feeling that way is when I left the Jets and I went to St. Louis, and we that was the plan going into the game, and I think the game ended up turning out the other way. I think it was a beat down by the Jets against the Rams, like 40-10. But I was like, going into the game, man, we're going to show these guys, man, I should still be there, whatever. And then sure enough, I looked up at the scoreboard. I was like, man, maybe they made the right decision. It couldn't get much worse than this. So I don't really look at things that way, man, and that's why I'm every week's its own championship opportunity. But it's going to be a hell of a game, and again, we're looking forward to playing it.
Thank you, Coach. We appreciate the time. Best of luck tomorrow night.
All right, thanks, guys. Take care.
Brian Schottenheimer, head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, brought to you by Black Rifle Coffee Company, the official coffee of the Dallas Cowboys.